Wow, the Cincinnati Bengals complete a sweep of the Cleveland Browns in 2024. That is the first time the Bengals have been able to do that in the Joe Burrow, Zach Taylor era. We're going to be talking about all of that. There was so many incredible moments from this game. Yes, they get the win. They put their first 3-game win streak together. And we've just got to go over these insane throws by Joe Burrow. That is coming up. You are watching Deep in the Stripes, the sickest Bengals podcast around. And I am your host, Elise Jesse.
Turn up your volume. Because you're about to listen to The Sick Podcast. Deep in the Stripes with Elise Jesse.
From 31 yards, McPherson. And Cincinnati is heading to the Super Bowl. They did it. They beat Mahomes at home. Wow, Joe Burrow. No way.
The sickest Cincinnati Bengals podcast. It's gonna be sick.
Okay, so immediately after this game on social media, you're probably going to hear about the record breaking that Joe Burrow did today, throwing for 4,000 yards in this game, during this game. And then Ja'Marr Chase breaking his own record in receiving yards. It's just, you kind of expect that from Ja'Marr Chase and Joe Burrow. But just the way that they were able to play today, Joe Burrow especially, his ability, his knack to get away from a defender and be able to extend a play. The first one that was just absolutely insane, and you're probably going to see videos of this all over because watching it real time was insane, you guys. Joe Burrow looked like he had nothing there. I mean, T. Higgins was the third receiver in the progression. And Joe Burrow gets tripped up and he has the self-awareness, the body awareness to keep his knees from hitting the field. He is horizontal in the air to the field as he makes a touchdown throw to T. Higgins. It was just insane. He had another play where the pocket was breaking down and he's running for his life and he makes like a no-look throw over his shoulder to Drew Sample to keep the play alive. It was just the way that man is able to extend plays for this team and essentially carry them in this offense is absolutely wild, and which makes this team so fun to watch. That is in large part to Joe Burrow's ability to extend plays and just be really, really fun to watch. It was fun. I'm currently at Paycor Stadium right now. The game just ended moments ago. But it was really fun talking to T. Higgins after the game because I asked him about just that crazy touchdown play and the throws that Joe Burrow is able to make. And, you know, he referenced the Batmobile that was circling around from Hard Knocks a few weeks ago. And he's like, screw Batman. That man, Joe Burrow, is Superman. He's flying through the air. It's so funny talking to his teammates because they too, just like us, they are in disbelief that he is able to make and complete the throws that he does. It's just so insane to watch. Even the defensive players were just in awe of their quarterback tonight. They beat the Browns 24-6. Even though Dorian Thompson-Robinson is not some big time quarterback or anything like that, they obviously have troubles on offense. Deshaun Watson actually went out in week 7 against the Cincinnati Bengals for the season with an injury. So they don't really have a capable offense. They don't have a capable quarterback, but the Cincinnati Bengals defense did hold the Cleveland Browns to a scoreless first half. That is something for this defense to be proud of. They also allowed just 1 touchdown in the second half in the entire game. So if you look at the last 3 games for the Cincinnati Bengals, on average, they have only allowed 17.6 points per game in their last 3 wins. This is their first 3-game win streak of the season. And of course, it is coming at a time when they do have something to play for. That's kind of what you want at this point, right? Like, I always wish for an entertaining game, but the Cincinnati Bengals are playing games that do actually mean something in December right now. There were so many conversations going on within the locker room between the players, and it was just funny listening to them talk amongst each other and talk with me about the fact that, you know, a lot of them treated this game today as a playoff game because they know that they have to win out in order to have a chance. So they knew that losing today would essentially end their season. to be honest. Like, they wouldn't have much to play for after this game, and they knew that, and they don't want to play like that. So I thought it was interesting how excited they were. They definitely are keeping up with where they are in the playoff race. You can absolutely tell that from the players that I talked to, at least. And a lot of guys said, even though they're on a short week, it's also Christmas week. They are not going to let up for 1 second, because they are also treating next week's home game against the Denver Broncos just like a playoff game, because they know it's win or go home. Obviously, you want the Broncos to lose out, and one of those losses would have to come against the Cincinnati Bengals. So you kill two birds with one stone there. The Cincinnati Bengals continue to win, and the Denver Broncos continue to lose. Miami is playing at the time of this recording, so that game is not yet over. So we don't have the final results on that, obviously. And then the Colts, I believe last check they were winning. I believe they were winning 38-30 at my last check. But that is not what the Cincinnati Bengals wanted to see. But we will obviously keep track of them the next 2 weeks. Some really key big plays. Von Bell, the veteran who came in and has lost playing time this season. He has not been the same player that they were hoping to bring back after a couple of years. Just hasn't been the same guy, I guess. And he has been relegated to a lot less snaps than he has been used to in his career. So for the Browns to come, first of all, Jerome Ford busts open this game. First play of the game with a 66-yard run, and you heard all of the groans within the press box. Like, oh my gosh, here we go. Lou Anarumo, please do something about this. This is going to be torturous if the Browns are able to play the way they want to play today. And then the Cleveland Browns continue to move the ball, and then at one point, it's called a touchdown, but then it's reviewed, and actually upon review, you see Von Bell punch the ball out and then recover it, and it's then Bengals ball. And so the Bengals have the ball like on the 1 yard line, like right in their end zone, right on their goal line. And they are able to get a neutral zone infraction, and they are able to move up another 5 yards, and they go 99 yards for the touchdown. I mean, it was great to see. Yes, again, we're going to reference this because if you're going to be a great playoff team, you have to know how to beat good teams with winning records, not just teams who have nothing left to play for in the season, not just teams who are not playing well whatsoever. The Browns are one of those teams. They're not playing well. They don't have anything to play for. So beating them is not like, it's not the same conversation as if your team would have beaten the Chiefs. You know what I mean? So not the same exact feel. But the fact that they are able to string wins together, and they are able to do it decisively, not as easily as you would think, because the Cleveland Browns do have that potent defense that's led by Myles Garrett. Myles Garrett, he is such a problem. Like the fact that he was on the injury report this week with a back issue, he's been hurt like since training camp, and he is still having a incredible season with his numbers. The Bengals had a plan for him, and it actually did work. Of course, the objective is to keep Myles Garrett away from Joe Burrow, and they managed to do that. But of course, it took a double team and triple teams, and they were just throwing any kind of body at Myles Garrett to hopefully keep him away from their quarterback. So they did complete the job. I think Myles Garrett only had 3 tackles, 2 tackles for loss, 1 quarterback hit. Like it wasn't any substantial numbers in the stat sheet for him. So that is good. Ja'Marr Chase scores that touchdown late in the game. And Mike Hilton was really fun to watch today. I really enjoyed watching him in the blitz packages. Like, you just know that is one of his favorite packages to be involved with. And Jordan Battle, fun today. He had an interception. Geno Stone has an interception. Geno Stone gets a sack. Oh my gosh, Cincinnati's defense with 5 sacks on the day of Dorian Thompson-Robinson. Chris Jenkins, a newbie rookie coming in. He got 2 sacks on the day. I believe that's 3 for him in the season. He has a bet with his family. His grandpa, I think, his uncle, his dad, that he needs to get 4 or 4.5 sacks in his rookie season. So he has something outside of football that he is playing for, trying to get those sacks. Oh my gosh, there's just so much that I noticed about Cincinnati's defense that is, yes, you're going against a subpar team, but the fact that this defense specifically, I noted it last week and I noted it today. This defense there's something different about them. They seem like they are playing with aggression. They seem like they know where to be and what they're doing. They seem like they're playing more free, and they seem like they are actually having fun out there on the field. And I tell you, I have not seen that all season until last week and this week. I think that's huge. You've seen production from young players. Muma Jongmeta finally getting more snaps on defense. Fun to watch him progress. Oh my gosh, it's just... I enjoy watching the young guys, and I enjoy watching them grow their confidence with each big play that they make. I feel like that takes you so far into the next year, especially when a younger guy gets a lot of playing time or a decent, healthy amount of playing time, and they are able to make good plays in the NFL, the National Football League, and that just grows their confidence even more, because coming in from college, this is a totally different level, as you know. It's just a totally different situation, because it's not just a really good college football player who is playing tiers above everybody else. Everybody in the National Football League is pretty good. So being able to hold their own against their opponents in the NFL is a big boost, especially for the young guys. Chase Brown, he got a game ball after the game, and that was because he had his 5th straight game of 100 yards or more. He's a second-year player. He seems like he is just coming into his own. He feels more confident. He's making catches now that you didn't expect him to make last season as a rookie, but he is making just the wild catches as well. He is explosive. His vision on the field has been supreme. I mean, watching him develop has been really, really fun this season. And the Cincinnati Bengals, I don't know what it is about this team. For some reason, this team just seems different in the month of December. I mean, you kind of want that from your football team, because December is when the season really counts, right? So they just have this new energy about them, this new life about them. They're clicking in ways that you've been expecting them to click really since week 1. We just haven't seen that come to fruition. We haven't seen what they've been talking about all season long when live game action comes. And to finally be seeing that in what week are we even in? 16, week 15 and 16. This defense is starting to look a lot better, in my opinion. Now, it could change if they are going up against a better, more qualified quarterback, of course. But I definitely think that winning 3 straight games for this defense is you can put a feather in your hat for that. Like that is something to be proud of. I'm trying to think of what else that I even keyed in on. I've got so many notes. We're all over the place. Trey Hendrickson got another sack. He's at 13.5 on the year. Like, he's just playing out of his mind. The penalties, they kept their penalties low. I told you going into this game, I wanted to see the Cincinnati Bengals keep their penalties low. And that was because going in their last 3 games, they had 35 penalties for 291 yards. That's just not something that is a characteristic of this team. It hasn't been, especially of Zach Taylor's led teams. So the fact that they were able to keep their penalties low, I think they had, let me double check. They had 5 penalties for 35 yards. You take that. That is light years better than what they have been doing, which is like 10 penalties, 12 penalties, 13, 14. Much better. A lot less false starts out of this one. And false starts, I mean, you're just shooting yourself in the foot. So they kept those pretty low. I think Cochran had one, and it was like one of his first few snaps. He had to go in because Amarius Mims came out of the game. He went into the blue tent. He was in there for a while. And then in the second half, they were just like, he's questionable to go back in. He's got a left ankle injury. And then we really didn't see him. So hopefully it's a short week. So hopefully he is able to heal that up and be ready to go against the Broncos, because not having a guy like Amarius Mims out on the field does change the way that a head coach is able to call a game, especially against good defenses who are looking to sack your quarterback and make it really, really difficult on the guy under center. So we'll keep an eye on that all week this week. I think that's it, man. That is it. The takeaways, the low penalties, defense playing together. Joe Burrow is entertaining as always, and the Bengals get 3 straight wins in December is lovely. So they play on Saturday. They play the Denver Broncos here at 4:30 on Saturday. And I hope you guys have a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and I'll see you later on.
And that's a wrap. Hope you don't miss us too much until next time. Follow the Sick Podcast Deep in the Stripes with Elise Jesse on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Google Play, and Apple Podcasts.